for per device to the retailers and $25 fees per month as a subscription fee to the brands so that they could get the business analytics of their brand in the real time of day. Our timeline is quite simple. After competing for this HSC, we'll be going for Idea Venture to actually bring down this product into the market and pilot test it with 7-Eleven. We are right now being funded by the Indian government back in India, where we have developed this prototype and have tested it with ITC. And in the near future, by 2022, we are targeting to bring this product to at least in the Northeast coast so that we can solve this huge problem. Our team is quite diverse. I am myself Neil Desai, and I've worked in businesses and startups from UC Berkeley, and my other teammates are quite familiar with IoT and retail industries. Thank you guys. Let's make things IoT-matic. Any questions?
Hi guys, great job. We talked a little bit downstairs where your device is going to have to know the products, which means you're going to have to attach an RFID chip to each product. Is there a dollar threshold where that doesn't make sense? Because you have labor associated with sticking that tag on every single can of tuna fish.
Yeah.
Is there a threshold from a product cost where this doesn't make sense?
Yeah, so there's another alternative to that. Like before placing the product on the shelf, the store associate can just scan it with this device, so the particular shelf will know that which device, which product is exactly on the shelf. So instead of the RFID tags, we can do that also. Like before placing it on the shelf, RFID tag for the shelf, and also they have it already on the on any product, right? So it would scan. He would scan the dash first, and then he would scan the product. So it will sync it like, okay, this product is being kept on this shelf.
So it's a UPC.
Yeah.
But then when it leaves, how do you know?
Sorry, what?
When the product leaves the shelf, how do you know that it's gone?
Yeah, so that's what basically the product is all about. It's tracking the weight of the product, right? So it's like if there are 10 Cheerios, when one of them is taken off the shelf, the weight is reduced, so it will know.
Got it. So using like Cuba scan technology?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, IoT Hub. I hope to see you guys with products on the supermarket shelf soon. All right, so for our next venture, get this, they're reimagining hoodies as hair care products. Now everyone, please welcome Relax.
Good evening, everyone. I am Joshua Ramjeet, the CEO of Relax, how you can relax for real. So, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been looking nice, had your hair done, got some style going on, but you put on your hoodie, take it off, now your hair is misshaped, your style's messed up, maybe frizzy, or over a long period, you get hair damage. Or maybe even you got your hair done and you have to wear a bonnet or do-rag even when you don't want to. Well, with Relax, we can help you with that. We provide a clothing line of hoodies, jackets, and sweaters, each with a hoodie lined with satin or silk, frictionless fabric that does not interact with the hair like cotton and other materials do to prevent those problems. So it prevents the hair breakage, the hair split ends. It also enables you to wear your hair out freely. So I first thought of this product because, I was looking all nice myself. I had my curls in, my product and everything. I put on my hoodie because it started to rain, took it off, my hoodie didn't care. So my hair was messed up. So I thought, how could I solve this? So at night, I sleep with a satin bonnet. No shame in my game, I do wear a bonnet. But that protects my hair. So I thought, what if I combine the two so I can solve my issue? I can have protection and look good at the same time. So our primary target market would be the African American communities and communities of color, as their hair is more subject to hair damage. But secondary, hoodie wearers of all kinds, because all our hair is subject to hair damage. So we have 44 million Black or African Americans in America, 160,000 of which are in Boston. So within this year, if we were able to reach 1% of that, we'd sell 1,600 units and make a profit of about $30,000. $30,000. To actually make the product, We order jackets or hoodies by the hundred, satin or silk in bulk, and then for labor, my family works free because they love me. I'm just playing. I mean, they do work for free, but like, you know, I'll help out once I learn, if I do. And also, for shipping, we pay for that because who doesn't love seeing free shipping at checkout? And that leaves us with a cost of $20 per product, and then a profit of $19. So for our market strategy, I'll actually go out to people, talk to them, trying to sell the product. And also for exposure, maybe we'll go to an athlete or someone that's already established on social media here on campus, so it can add some exposure to our product. Speaking of social media, we'll go on TikTok and Instagram to build stuff for ourselves. And also, catering to our customers, we want to listen to them and have some feedback, which some we already have. So, from one Northeastern student, ain't nobody trying to go outside with the bonnet every day. Hurry up and make me one of those. We're trying to. My friend McLeet says, your freaking bonnet feels like heaven. Yes, it does. And that will be replicated in our clothing. And then Austin says, I honestly like my hoodies that I already have. So that made me think, you know, what can I do to still help this individual? So long term, over the course of 3 years, what we plan to do is to add a more broad selection to our products. So we'll even have hats, because, you know, it's even worse with hats, but also an attachable. So let's say you think my hoodie looks like trash. It doesn't, but let's say you think it does. You can have the attachable and attach it to your own hats and hoodies, so, you know, it brings my solution to your problem. And also, even more long term, we want to have our own website, which will have a subscription service, so we can get a bunch of these hoodies, sweaters, jackets in your hands. But until then, we're working on bringing Relax to you, so you can relax for real. Thank you very much. Questions, please. Your mic's not working?
Oh, cool. Very funny.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Why don't you start with the last solution first? Just getting something that can be attached to anybody's style instead of doing the whole fashion design thing.
Yeah, so I actually thought of a bunch of different ideas. So maybe they send in their hoodie, I attach it for them, or like you said, this product first. But I wanted to start out with the hoodies because I actually have prototypes at my house. I have had a business in the past that was clothing oriented, so I already had leftovers to start with. But I like that. I'll take your advice because you know about this stuff. Yes, exactly, because there are competitors in our market, but they are mainly comprised in Etsy, which is like real low scale and a couple of people making something. Thank you. Any more questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Relax. All right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of sold on the idea, so definitely let me know when your product comes out. As for our next venture, they are attempting to connect students to professors for research opportunities in a more convenient way. So now, everybody, please welcome Renova.
Hello, everyone. My name is David, and I'm going to talk about research. To begin, U.S. universities allocate $82 billion a year to fund research. And there are a ton of research opportunities, but only a portion of them are being filled. So why is this? Let's take a look at Northeastern, for example. We have 300 undergraduate research positions, and half of them are filled, leaving 150 open positions. And with 16,000 undergraduate students, you'd think you could fill them. So why aren't we? It's because there's a disconnect. It's hard to connect professors to students. It's kind of like in the 80s when you had to call 4 different cab services just to get a ride, and then Uber was created. And it made it a two-sided marketplace to connect drivers with passengers. We are making a two-sided marketplace to connect professors and students. We are Uber for research. But why is this really necessary? So take a look. This is the current process. As you can tell, there's a lot going on for professors and students. It's a complex process, and it doesn't really work. And from my experience, it was too much. This is why we created Renova, a simple platform to connect professors and students, where professors can now directly reach out to students, and students can more easily find exciting positions that they'd love to have. And we wanted to make the platform ultra simple. So for students, there are 3 pages. positions, filters, and lab pages. The filters can show you how many people are in the lab, whether or not you're going to get credit or money, how many hours you might work, and most importantly, whether or not the professor is even looking. Because we found that professors are wasting time deleting emails from students when they don't even have an open position. And students are wasting time, like me, applying to tons of positions that professors don't even have space for. And then for the lab page, it can show you the projects that you would actually be able to work on, and a direct messaging bar to easily talk to professors. But we want to take this one step further. We want to implement resume sorting, grading, and scheduling services into our platform, similar to the ones below. So professors can now easily look through tons of students' resumes, sorting for certain keywords to find the best students, grading for professors and students to get an idea of what each other is like, and scheduling to easily set up appointments and interviews between the two. And how are we going to make money? We are going to charge universities a $5,000 initial flat fee with a $5,000 yearly subscription, which is a small price to pay for the value we provide in saving both professors and students' time. But more, how are we going to help the university? We will be able to expand undergraduate research at these schools, and this will help them attract more and more elite students that are interested and focused in research. And how are we ready to do this? We have 2 research scientists like myself who have been through this struggle, a software developer who can help create the solution, and 2 marketers who can bring us to the universities. And then our plan is to finish prototyping in January, to make the official product in June, and then to test it throughout the summer with Northeastern to see what works and what doesn't, so we can learn what the best product to make is, and then bring it to the Boston-based universities after then. Thank you, everyone.
It's very interesting. How do you mitigate for, if say you really want to start research on something, you can knock on the professor's door if you really want to start something. So how do you mitigate for that on the student side? And on the professor side, if they really want to find a student, your career office has keyword, resume, search, all of those resources. Why not fit into both by creating a solution?
So the way that it works currently, there are people that connect with their professors in class, obviously, and that's not what we're catering to. We're catering to the majority of people that we talk to, undergraduate students that are going through the university situation where there's tons of different websites. There's currently 5 or 6 different Northeastern undergraduate research websites that you can go to, and then filter through trying to find positions. But the filters are not as helpful as ones we included, and they don't have all of the abilities that we have now. It's more of a simple Google form for students to be able to tell professors that they're interested. So while there is other ways that it's going on, that we believe this is a much simpler process, and from my experience, it would have been much useful to have this rather than the current process, at least for Northeastern. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Renova. If any of you are going to research, I think it's good that you guys should talk to them and give them sufficient feedback on their product. Now, for our next venture, they are providing cheap and convenient protein powder for regular gym goers out there through vending machines that they're going to start right here in Northeastern. So everybody, please welcome Store Vending.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe Welch. And I'm Hannah Elzaridi, and we're co-founders of Store Vending. So although neither Hannah or I have the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson physique just yet, we are both avid gym goers, and with that, we use protein powder almost daily. In fact, we both started using it when we became roommates freshman year. Now, although we used the product, we were not satisfied with the options available, and we had a suspicion other students felt the same way. So after conducting research and over 150 interviews, we realized there was 3 issues us and other students were facing. So, what are the problems? First of all, protein powder is expensive, especially on a student budget. On top of that, the packaging comes in is not sustainable and creates tons of plastic waste. And finally, the 20 to 30 servings you're committing yourself to, let's be honest, we've all gotten banana and regretted it, as well as the inconvenience of waiting for shipping or going to a retail location, just don't fit into the student lifestyle.
So the solution we found that addresses all the problems Chloe just mentioned is the vending model. So it is the first protein powder vending machine. Our machine allows the customers to be the decision makers in terms of protein quantity, flavor, and packaging. So whether you want to grab a single serving of vanilla in your shaker bottle after the gym, or you want to grab a reusable tub, bring it to the machine, and fill up 10 servings for the week. SOAR has you covered. Our machine also eliminates any need for single-use plastic. Finally, SOAR is conveniently located within university gyms and allows customers to try out a single serving of a flavor before committing to large quantities.
Our target market is university students age 18 to 24 who are gym goers and athletes.
We've actually secured a location for SOAR in the Merino Center right by Walliston's. This is very fitting since the Merino Center actually has 800,000 visitors every single year, giving us tons of foot traffic for our machine.
Protein powder is also a great industry to get into. It's growing at 8.4% annually and is set to be worth almost $7 billion by 2028. Our business model is to give the machine to universities like Northeastern and collect the profits from sales. Our pricing is $1 to $1.75 per serving with discounts as you purchase more servings. Initially, our profit margins are 35%. However, after we're able to scale, we can get this up to 51%. Also, low startup costs mean each machine should be fully profitable after only 81 days of operation.
The customer also sees positive results from SOAR. SOAR saves the average customer from using 8 huge single-use plastic containers every single year. And SOAR is 28% cheaper than the average price of 3 top protein powder brands.
To compare ourselves to competitors, we looked at accessibility and sustainability. Our indirect competitors are traditional protein powder companies, while our only direct competitor is BioSynergy, a UK-based protein shake vending machine that comes at the hefty price of $4 a serving. Compared to our competitors, SOAR is the only one offering an affordable, sustainable, and convenient solution.
So far this semester, we've joined IDEA, Rev, and now the Husky Startup Challenge. We've gotten incorporated. We actually bought the machine and the powder, which you would have seen downstairs, which we've been modifying with our engineering team.
Oh, shout out to Vishak.
With the intention to launch this in the Merino Center by the end of this semester, and from there we hope to expand to other schools in Boston and the US at large. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you.
Nice job, exciting idea.
Thank you.
I'm curious, have you factored in the labor to restock the machine and take the money and refill it? And what is the capacity of one machine in terms of vends and dollars? And what's the break even on one machine?
You're looking at the 2 laborers for next semester. That would be real tough. Long term, we would hire Northeastern or university gym goers who are already on the way to the gym. The machine actually holds 150 plus servings of each powder as powder. And there's also a lower compartment that stores about double that. So we could potentially hold like 3 or 4 weeks worth of whey. I'm not sure yet how often we'll have to restock it. Hopefully all the time if you guys all go and buy our product. But we will just be doing like a gig model where we hire students.
Great, thank you. Exciting.
Thank you again, SOAR Vending. I mean, next time I go to Merino Center, I better see that vending machine right there. So, all right. For our next venture, we all know that social media has become a huge part of our lives, right? No matter if you're operating a personal account or you're a small business owner trying to grow your social media. Now, for our next venture, they will help you grow your social media, no matter if you're just operating your own account or you want to grow your business. Everybody, please welcome Social Frame.
Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Ananya, and today I'm going to be speaking about Social Frame. This is Michelle. She is the founder of Kaylin Beauty, a small business she started a year ago. And because Michelle is a really smart woman, she realized very quickly that the fastest and most inexpensive way to sell her product and gain brand awareness was through social media. So she hopped onto Instagram and built a beautiful aesthetic feed, engaged in various influencer strategies with the hopes of growing her brand and getting sales. But despite all the time and effort that Michelle had put in to her Instagram, she was unable to get more than 400 odd followers, and her sales conversion rate was really low. She could have spent all this time developing her product. While speaking to many other founders on campus, we realized that Michelle's struggles weren't unique. Many founders want to tap into the unlimited potential of social media for their brands, but they're unable to give more than an hour a day or a week for this. And we also realized that they can't afford to spend more than $15 a month for social media tools or anything related to that. While speaking to them, we understood that founders don't really know where to start. They lack that direction and roadmap. That's why we're here. We're Social Frame, a personal social media guru created just for small businesses. A little bit of what we do and what we look like is, a little bit of what we look like is that we would be operating as a Chrome extension. Think of a Grammarly, but for your Instagram profile. We will deconstruct your Instagram profile, giving you ratings for every element of your profile. When you go onto an Instagram page, what makes you decide why you want to follow it? We break that down and we help small businesses have the most optimum model for their profile. And that's just one of our features. Our other features include goal setting. Let's say you want to grow 500 followers in the next month. You put that into Social Frame. Social Frame is going to tell you how many posts you need in a week, how many hashtags you need to put in there, and everything related to the information you put in. We also connect you with influencers, etc. These three features fit seamlessly into our revenue model, but I want to focus on our freemium model, where we offer users the possibility of a free static audit, a superficial audit like the one you saw in our prototype, for free. We are uniquely placed to solve this problem because we keep small businesses in mind. We offer more and better analytical tools than all our competitors do at better prices. My co-founder and I have 10 odd years of experience in the industry. Through our experiences, we've identified patterns, and we've used those patterns and understandings to create the most optimum AI for Social Frame. If Kale and Beauty had access to Social Frame while they were trying to grow, right now, there's 15% of their sales could be coming from Instagram alone if they use Social Frame's real and actionable advice. We are Social Frame, your personal social media genie. Thank you. Are there any questions?
What was your name again?
Ananya.
I used to work at Social Flow.
Oh, that's amazing.
How are you thinking of making money?
So I'm going to go back to our revenue slide. So we have subscription features, our Plus subscription and our Meta subscription. So the Plus subscription, where the founders will get to choose how much they want to pay, between $3 or $30. We have spoken to so many of them, and we realized that we really want to support them. We want to empower them. So when they get onto our page, we want to build that trust. So if they're willing to pay only $3 right now, they see that our product is helping them. And then once we build that trust, we hope that they will continue to use our product. And according to the value that we provide for them, they will either choose to pay more according to their capacity. So our goal is to get them to our $35 subscription when they fall in love with our teachers.
One more quick follow-up. How many accounts will one person support from your team?
So it's an
Or can support?
Oh no, it's an AI, so we can support multiple at one time. It's not a manual job. So our algorithm does all of this. Thank you.
Thanks, Social Frame. I really could have used you guys when I was trying to build my coffee business on social media a while ago. So for our next venture, if your commute to work consists of a long, excessive walk, they're here to help you out. Let's introduce Stowe.
Hey everyone. I'm Jack, this is Victoria and Ben, and we are the co-founders of Stowe. Who here wishes that their commute to work or school was shorter? Yeah, me too. No one likes a long commute, and the US is famous for its horrible commute times. Each year they get longer and longer, and one major contributor is the first and last mile gap. Public transportation almost never gets you all the way to your final destination, and so people are stuck with figuring out how to bridge that last mile. But when you're stuck with your city's infrastructure, what can you do? Commuters should always have a convenient form of transportation, no matter where they are.
To solve this problem, we introduced Stowe, an ultra-portable scooter that reinvents how commuters travel as the only adult kick scooter that can fold to fit in a backpack. Our hyper-foldable design transforms from a full-size adult kick scooter to become the smallest and lightest scooter available on the market today. And when you compare it to other items you typically find in your backpack, it's clear that Stow fits right in.
There is an increasing trend in Gen Z and millennials supporting sustainable brands. So we target 18 to 30-year-old college students, young professionals, and urban commuters. Human-scale transportation options are bursting with potential. In the US, the total market of commuters walking to and from their stop is valued at $2.83 billion. When you narrow that to just urban areas, the total addressable market is $2.34 billion. If Stow can capture people living in the largest 10 cities in the US, our target market would be $160 million. We are already 25% lighter and 76% smaller compared to our direct competitors. And in the future, we plan on widening that gap even further.
Within this target group, we find our place at the higher end of the market, with the current unit price of $250. And with multiple folding components, Stow provides a streamlined first and last mile commuting solution unmatched by our competitors. With this value clear to our customers, we plan to capture our market through third-party distributors like Amazon.
From toys to consumer tech to aerospace, our team has the extensive experience and diverse knowledge necessary to take Stow to market. Last year, we won the Gorlov Prize for Innovation, and this year we're working with Scout to build our brand and online presence. We just filed our provisional patent and have finished building our latest prototype. Lastly, we are implementing cost-down measures to prepare for mass manufacturing.
With your funding, we guarantee a better way to travel. Parking has never been so easy when you stow your scooter. Thank you. Any questions?
Innovative idea, I like it. Can you expand on the IP, the patents?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So other foldable scooters that you might think of as our competitors, like Razor or Micro or Zooter, have all, Razor in particular has patented the bifold mechanism, where their scooter handlebars sort of fold in half. And what we're doing at Stow is completely different than that. We have a totally different mechanism that is used to actually do that bifold frame, so it's not actually under their patent. And we also implement 3 other main patentable mechanisms. We have our down tube, our collapsible steering column, which features a patent pending mechanism, as well as our deck fold mechanism, which is also patent pending, and our bifold mechanism itself, which is, as I said, different than Razor and patent pending.
Very interesting. Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Thanks, Stow. I'm really excited to use your products in the classes next year. For our next venture, this is for all you hypochondriacs out there that think you might be dying after one cough and Googling something, and all of a sudden you have 2 weeks to live. Sims is here to help. Let's give him a warm welcome.
How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone's having a good time? Yeah, so I am Dana Gajewski, and I am the founder of Sims Health. One of the scariest things you can hear as a kid is we think it's cancer. And I know this because it's exactly what I heard my freshman year of high school. I spent so much time in a chair, just getting poked and prodded like some kind of lab rat. And this whole time I had this innate fear that I had completely lost the control over my own health and my own existence. And I'm not alone. 92% of all cancer patients experience a crippling loss of control. So what my doctor suggested is tracking my symptoms. So I started off with trying to remember them. That didn't quite work. I don't even remember what I had for dinner 2 days ago. So then I tried using a journal. And while that kind of went okay, it was very difficult to upload that to my doctor. There was no good way to do it. And so then I tried using the symptom tracking apps that already exist. But they are way too complex, and they don't even let you upload the data directly to your doctor. It's like, what's the entire point of doing that? So as a data scientist, I know that things can and need to be better. So with my team, we developed Sims. Sims tracks 2 things, your symptoms and your factors. Factors are things that influence your symptoms. And then by tracking both of these, we can offer you analytics into your health that you might not be able to see from the surface level. We also have it built with simplicity in mind, so you can spend less time tracking and more time viewing. We offer the ability to pull data in from Apple Health and other sources, so again, it decreases the amount of time you need to spend tracking your symptoms. We also allow a one-click button to upload your data via a patient-generated health data form directly to your doctor. We also have a telehealth partner so that we can automatically connect you with a doctor in real time if you see anything worrying in your health. Our business model is threefold. First, for the analytics package, we charge a freemium model so that you get a couple of trends for free. However, we charge $199 a month after that. So the patient-generated health data form that I mentioned earlier, your doctor already charges $50 to your insurance for that form, and that already exists. That is already in place, and all doctors who have an electronic health record system have that. So we would charge the doctor 10% of that $50 fee to uptake the form so that both sides come out profitable. And then finally, with our telehealth partner, we would charge them 10% of a commission fee on whatever they end up charging the client. So the patient-generated health data market is enormous at $875 million just last year. However, it's also growing rapidly. And I know this as a data person, that data is the future. So it's expanding rapidly up to $2.4 billion in just a couple of years. However, to make an effective product, we choose to have our beachfront market as cancer patients between the ages of 18 and 65 because we know that this is the audience that we can create an effective product for. So our plan is to launch in February of 2022 with the cancer patients as our target market, and then we plan on expanding our revenue to become a sustainable business, and then finally we want to go live with a secondary market in February of 23, and that would be autoimmune diseases and lupus. Thank you for helping us put the control of healthcare back into the patient's hands.
Cool. This is great. So you haven't really discussed your competitors that much, and I'm curious as to, because I've seen a lot of these features can be replicable. So what's to prevent another competitor to just copy what you're doing, and how do you planning on creating a barrier?
So yes, it is very easy to do. However, we have looked into it, and I personally used many of these, and they don't offer that yet. So what is so valuable about this is the data, and that is where we come in. If we can provide analytics based on previous trends, that is something that competitors can't do. So as long as we are first to the market, we will always have the best trends.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Sims. We're really excited to see where you take that. For our next venture, they created a venture that makes starting a tutoring business easier than ever, from building clientele to managing all your finances and documents. Let's welcome Tadpole to the stage.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew, and I want to tell you a story about when I was an optimistic and entrepreneurial high schooler who set out to start a tutoring business. And I put up all these flyers advertising myself as a writing tutor, and I went to bed that night thinking that I'd be rolling it down in 1 month's time. But fast forward 1 month, and that wasn't the case. I never actually got the tutor because I never found a student. But it got me thinking, why was it so hard? And were there other people that also struggled to find students? As it turns out, I wasn't alone. I ended up surveying 74 high schoolers, and I asked them a simple question. Was there ever a point, well, our slides are messed up, no worries guys. Was there ever a point where you wanted to work as a tutor in high school? And 39 of them said yes. But of those 39 people who wanted to work as a tutor, only 4 were able to find students. 4 out of 39. Isn't that kind of messed up? Because high school tutors are the most affordable tutoring option out there. And in a world where parents spend $200 billion on private tutoring annually, you'd think that high school tutors would see more of that money. So why don't they? Well, there are 2 reasons. First, your main ways of marketing are, well, a flyer where you can like rip posters and numbers off, or word of mouth. And that's not very effective. And then second, you're ignored by a lot of big online tutoring companies who don't want to work with high schoolers, let alone anyone below the age of 18. So as a high schooler, it's harder to build up an online presence and connect with potential tutees. That's where my company, Tadpole, comes in. I'm so happy that worked. Tadpole is an online marketplace designed for high schoolers, and what we do is simple. We connect high schoolers with tutors and help them to market themselves. But we're more than that. We're a software company too. We give tutors access to a suite of tools that automate their business. Tools relating to advertising, scheduling, billing, marketing. Call it Canvas, PayPal, and MailChimp packaged into one platform for a high school. Because at Tadpole, we recognize it's not just about facilitating the initial introduction between tutor and student, but it's about enabling the tutor to focus on what matters. Teaching, well, we take care of everything else. But a great idea is just an idea, and Tadpole is a tutoring business. So we've also made sure that the numbers add up. Now, we charge tutors $25 a month for access to our software, and we charge students a 15% service fee for each booking that they get with the tutor. Now, with 200 active tutors, that translates to $200,000 in annual revenue. But we're not just targeting 200 tutors. We're targeting thousands of potential tutors in the US. And with the website, that's nearly 70% complete. You can count on the fact that in the next year, we'll complete our website, target school districts and local communities, onboard them onto the site, and ultimately, show thousands of tutors and high schoolers in the US that not only they can learn, but that they can teach. So, why not help take Tadpole to the next level? Thank you. And any questions, I'm happy to hear.
It is a great idea. So I used to be a after-school high school teacher, so I kind of understand the market quite a bit here. So the first thing I'm curious about is how do you vet for quality of the teaching? So expertise aside, learning how to teach is also another. And then the second question is more about sort of like, in order to become a teacher, you have to undergo certain kind of training and legalities because there's certain relationships you shouldn't be able to have with a student. And how do you monitor and keep track of that sort of like safety?
That's a completely fair question. And I think there are two things that have to be considered. So the first is there's simple solutions like having basic diagnostic tests to ensure that if you're an Algebra 2 tutor, you can solve Algebra 2 problems. And then setting up like basic 10-minute interviews to just see if this person can teach. Those are basic, simple solutions. But I think the true value proposition in Tadpole is enabling the tutor to build out their own independent brand. Because we're designing tools and technology that are meant to be complements of the tutoring experience. So yes, on a certain level, it's important that Tadpole is backgrounding the tutors and ensuring a certain minimum standard of quality. But the other component is you're an independent tutor using Tadpole software. So if we're empowering that independent tutor to build their own brand and sense of independence, independent from Tadpole, then we have to recognize that some tutoring businesses are going to be better than others, and some tutors are going to be better than others. So allowing a review system to be vibrant and allowing people to see different tutors' reviews and allowing tutors to customize their pages and really have whatever their part of the site is reflect their identity and their brand is important as well. With regard to background checking and ensuring that tutors are safe, right? I mean, we can run background checks on all the tutors that we onboard on our site. But the nice thing about working with high school tutors is that when you're a 16 or a 17-year-old, that doesn't tend to be as much of an issue. So that's the other component.
There are legality that's a requirement for them to go under certain kind of training. So have you considered that?
Like when you're at the YMCA and you want to work at a summer camp and they make sure you're not doing things. Yeah, I mean, that's also there. So, I mean, we can ensure that, like, when you're onboarded onto the site and you complete your profile, you also either have certification to indicate that you pass those tests or we set you up with the appropriate people. Like, we can build those protocols into the onboarding process for tutors. It's not too bad. We can figure it out. Sorry about the slides.
All right, thank you, Tadpole. I'm really excited to see your tutoring site up and running, and I hope that I can see a lot more people learning on that site. So next up is for all those people, I know I have issues finding places to eat with my friends. I know a lot of people do too. This next venture is here to help. Let's welcome Uncharted Meals to the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Rohan Srana and I'm the founder of Uncharted Meals, an app that aims to give you a blind date with local restaurants. Now, a little bit about me. I'm someone that likes to explore new things, new food, new music, but I also like to explore and address problems in my surroundings, a passion I discovered through research that I pursued throughout high school. Now, considering all this, you may be wondering, well, what problem am I trying to solve with Uncharted Meals? Well, it actually has to do with the concept of exploring new foods. We live in a world defined by convenience, and this is especially reflected in the industry of online food industry, and where basically a combination of technological advancement as well as the ongoing pandemic has resulted in this overall transition towards increasing the amount of transactions from the comfort of one's home. But unfortunately, this overall transition works to the detriment of local restaurants, where choosing food is like choosing from a jar of marbles without replacement, where there's basically this blockade created by chain restaurants, and this blockade is due to the fact that we are basically predisposed to choosing these types of foods because there's more marketing for them on online platforms and there's more notoriety of these large chain restaurants. Well, there are audiences that be more than willing to try new foods, which includes Gen Z, which tends to be very adventurous to trying new foods. Well, the issue is that there is a barrier that is dividing Gen Z and local restaurants, and this barrier is hesitation. So, from peer surveys that I conducted, 100% respondents said that they were willing to actually try new local restaurants. But the problem is that 50% or more of them indicated that they struggled with certain factors such as deciding what to eat, as well as hesitation with the quality of the restaurants. And so these are all these barriers is what Uncharted Meals aims to actually combat. And basically create a new jar for those looking to try something new, where all local restaurants are given equal access to spotlight and are basically competing on a level playing field. And this can be basically achieved through an app process where you would input general meal preferences, and accordingly you would be matched with an anonymous restaurant. And this anonymous restaurant would have its menu divided into 3 categories: the owner's recommendations, app recommendations, and more options. And so you would basically choose from this, and then you would complete your order through one of the delivery services provided by the restaurant. And then ultimately you would receive your meal and then you would rate it. And once you rate the meal, then you'll be revealed information regarding the restaurant as well as background information, basically giving you an unbiased taste of food provided by the restaurant, and also you're giving an unbiased review regarding the restaurant. And so in general, in terms of the revenue model, what I aim to do is basically charge a 5% commission on the base price of deliveries that are made with the help of this specific service, and this would be basically towards the restaurants that I would be partnering with. But in terms of the actual payments that the clients would have to make, it would be free for them in terms of actually conducting the matching process, knowing that they would have their own expenses with actually getting food delivered to them. And ultimately, when looking at the general online food delivery market, this is basically a market of $30 billion plus dollars in revenue, specifically in the United States, and 40% of this is basically accounted for by people within the ages of 18 and 34. And considering the unique approach of Uncharted Meals to focus on the exploration process of basically unfamiliar foods from local restaurants, it definitely is able to establish a place for itself within this market. And ultimately, the plan is to go forward with this idea and utilize the Mosaic program provided by Northeastern to ultimately make this app into a reality. Thank you.
Hi. Can you elaborate more on the pain point? So personally, when I go on Uber Eats and want to find something new to eat, I don't go by a restaurant, I go by cuisine. And when I click on, I don't know, let's like Asian food, it shows up a list of restaurants. It doesn't go by chain though. How have you validated the pain point?
So this is specifically because the pool of available restaurants would be specifically restaurants that are not characterized as chain restaurants. And additionally, when going back to like the general preferences, what often be the case is like if you want familiar foods, that's a completely different story. You could utilize the existing on the delivery services. This is mainly if you wanted to try something new from a new place, then usually the questions would be more generalized regarding maybe what ingredients you might want in your food, rather than specifically creating bias selection by saying that I specifically want Asian food, I specifically want Italian food. And so this whole concept is basically increasing the amount of exploration that you can perform. And additionally, this is a kind of app that would work with, that could be connected with existing online delivery services. So depending on whether you want to stick with familiar choices or unfamiliar choices, you could either go directly through one of the online delivery services, or you can go through this app that still complete transactions with those online delivery services.
Thank you so much, Uncharted Meals. I'm really looking forward to expanding my horizons with foods in the future using your app. So next, now it's your guys' turn. You've seen all the pitches. First of all, let's give a hand for all the ventures that have pitched today. So get out your phones and vote for your, scan this QR code and vote for your favorite venture. Remember, we're giving you roughly like 5 minutes to vote, so please do, because the winner of audience favorite will receive $500.
How's the live streaming going?
It's good, it's good.
It's nice. So how long did it get for you to get ready?
Like at least 15 minutes.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I guess it could have been worse. Just like sweating buckets. Like,
so they can hear me.
You're here? Yeah, I've been there. I was more stressed out right now than during my midterm, so I don't know what that means, you know? But like, CS class, artificial intelligence, it was really difficult. Not a good time. So, yeah,
I've seen lots of like kind of
I'm kind of biased. Really hard to compete against.
So this is like more agency. We need a team more agency. They have an idea.
So my friends were actually part of this. So I went to support them. They didn't win, but they were in the final list. So it was really cool.
It's like a lot of events. It's like so biased. Because like, I end up meeting the same people. Like some people just don't show up. Or like aren't really out there.
Can't tell you what but this is like way better than like why something diverse? Really?
And then it would basically reach out to all the people and
Oh my god, let me talk to her. I took it, get on the bus and then get on the truck. And they get to design and style. And then we have a big product. Of course it is. Of course it is. Legendary. I mean, I want to, there's so many classes I want to take, but like, my major, oh yeah, I think my major, yeah, so I decided my major is MIS, and so it was like solely business, and I really didn't like it, yeah, and so I decided to buy it, and then when I tried I realized I didn't take a lot of business.
We're closing audience favorites right now.
It's just difficult since I'm combined with either experience or potential. So, yeah, that's how we graduate. Graduate with no more extra credits. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll put my last year. Sure, yeah. I already accepted yeah, I'm going back to I'm going to be done. After graduating. I guess technically end of summer. But yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to go like after my exams. Is it like it's yeah, it's like center of like if you see all the way up. Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah, that's a good start. Like, so I do have to take a lot of CS, but I'm taking a lot of the, like, I don't know, I'm taking I tried to register tonight and then forgot all my questions. Oh! Yes! Yeah, I'm just gonna and then I am going to take like a financial data analytics class. There's another like technology, so I'm going for either economy or financial institution metrics. Depending on which class we're doing, so we're how is it? I'm not looking forward to I'm not ready for my transition. Because I guess my co-op ended in non-classes, but I was like, oh, work. Wait, you were in too? Yeah. I was all there.
Huge ass building near Beach now.
Yes, yeah. Next to Sicko, right? Yeah. I think it's called like 3 years. Let's see what it's like. Wait, so it's
I would assume, I don't know, I feel like you've been in people for a while.
Both said I've never seen you in person.
That makes a lot of sense.
I could just other things, last semester, like maybe drop-off commitments. I don't know, like, that's a little bit harder. I don't know, like, I guess we'll see.
Same here. I changed my mind. I think it's just hard now to work co-op and like most of my always have been. I feel like I never really get a break. I think maybe everyone when I go to school.
No way! No way! No way! Oh my god! Damn. Good, how are you? Wow. No, I'm just wow. Thank you. I just saw LinkedIn Kevin Tesla, by the way. Are you going to? We're talking about like culture and ideas and stuff.
Yeah, this semester I'm really like getting off.
I was telling him like some ideas about like
It's like when I tell you like my co-op has been insane, like I have to travel this summer. That was so bad it got. Like not that I it's just a lot. It's like I didn't think I would work this much with designers. Like I'm not even like in product or anything. I don't know.
Okay, yes. I'm not even like in the product department or anything. Literally the office.
I was realizing
But yeah, my and then take a left. Yeah. Just go to the exit and then like the end exit or like exit. This linger. Oh, okay, thank you. Good luck. Yeah, I'll try to find out if you live. I've been this is like my first time going and like by the way, I just realized when you said school, that's what no, yeah. No, I go to school every day. I literally just don't go to school. Wow. Yeah. Because I got kicked out of the court early. Oh, yeah. Freshman year. Stayed in Indonesia for 1 year. Came back here in January. And then January,
How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for waiting. I know that did take a long time. The judges, it was a very close race, but in the meantime, I do want to give the VPs of Entrepreneurs Club the floor, Alexis Babb and Jenny James, to talk about more about what we do as a club here at Northeastern.
To start, I just wanted to say to our ventures, we're so immensely proud of you all, and we're also sincerely grateful to you for sticking through it through the entire Husky Startup Challenge, especially since you all woke up early every Saturday to come to our boot camps. Let's give them a little round of applause. We cannot wait to follow your entrepreneurial journeys and witness what you'll accomplish in the future.
But also, HSC isn't all we have to offer. I'd love to take a moment to talk about the Entrepreneurs Club as a whole. So if you guys didn't know, we're the largest student-run organization on campus, and we have a community that boasts over 2,000 active members, and we put on over 40 events annually, which is insane. But do you want to talk about some of our other programs?
Let's do it. So first, we have Tuesday Speaker Series, our executive speaker series where we bring in world-renowned CEOs, such as the CEO of Quizlet, Zipcar, Redbubble, and more. And these people all come in and share their entrepreneurial journeys with us. We also have Engage, our bi-weekly workshop series, where industry experts come in to teach both hard and soft skills that really help bolster your entrepreneurial toolkit. And then we have the Ambassadors Program. Through a purposeful curriculum, a cohort of budding entrepreneurs at Northeastern explore how to build their personal brand, leverage interpersonal relations, and develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And behind the scenes of it all, our e-board is here hard at work to make all of this happen. It's always amazing how this passionate group of 25 comes together to drive our mission forward.
Let's give them a big round of applause. And if you enjoyed tonight, or if any of this scrappiness interests you, then you might want to consider joining our e-board. So how can you do that? On our Instagram, we'll be posting all the application details very soon. So you can follow us. That's at NEU_eClub. I'm going to repeat that one more time. That's NEU_eClub.
And now, without further ado, let's get to what everyone's been waiting for, the awards. I would like to welcome Vanessa Lee and Joe Chow, our operations team who helped make Demo Day possible. They will be presenting our social media challenge and audience favorite awards. So for our social media challenge, we had our ventures put up Instagram reels, and then we would see which one had the most engagement. And today we are going to present who won the social media challenge. So without further ado, I would like to announce that our social media challenge winner is
Yeah, Joe!
Let's go, Joe! Alright, it's times like these where I'm really glad I took a public speaking class. Alright, so, audience favorite award. If everybody could give a big round of applause to Sims.
All right, and now for our third place winner, we have Tadpole.
Yeah, Andrew! Woo!
We gotta get some. Come on.
Woo!
I like the trees.
Hello. As for our second place, we have, drumroll,
And now to talk about agriculture. Oh, no, just kidding. Let's get a little slow clap going for first place, okay?
I will say.
We're giving our love it. But I wouldn't tutor. I will not before I Oh, nice.
Okay, another round of applause for our winners right here. Huge congratulations to our winners, but also every other venture that participated week after week and put in all this hard work to make this demo day such a success. But there's some other people that we'd love to highlight that this day would not have been possible without.
First, thank you to our 3 HSC co-directors who have made this program possible. And of course, our incredible e-board for their hard work. To our HSC mentors, who are students and alumni that have taken time out of their busy schedules to help our mentors reach where they are today. To our new seed team, specifically our advisor, Bob Lentz, and our budget and events coordinator, Susan Greeley, for providing us guidance to answer our last-minute panic emails, and even picking up 20 balloons for us last minute tonight. Thank you so much, you guys. We truly appreciate all of your help. And of course, our esteemed panel of judges for offering your expertise and unique insights this evening to give back to our amazing community here at Northeastern.
And finally, thank you to everyone in this room and everyone who joined us virtually from all around the world. Today has truly been a spectacular celebration of entrepreneurship and innovation, and we're so glad that you could join us for Northeastern's Fall 2021 Demo Day.